All right, this weekend I'm up here at Big Bear for the Big Bear Enduro. Right now I'm climbing up the climb trail to go do my pre-ride. I've never ridden out here, so I'm looking forward to it, you know, getting to try new trails. I watched a few YouTube videos on them and they seem pretty dusty, but they look fun, so I'm excited to see what they're actually like. So far the climb's been pretty mellow. I got really nervous at the start because it was super steep right off the bat, but after a little while it mellowed out and it's been pretty chill since then. Granted, I'm coming to a steep part, so I might just eat my words real quick, but definitely not as scary as I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be way worse. At this point I'm a little confused by the map, but there's signs that say Enduro transfer, so I'm just going to keep following the signs and hopefully figure it out. Okay, so I've decided to give up trying to navigate using the trail map. Be like, oh, I need to go to the top of that trail. And I'm just gonna follow the race signs that say like 2 Enduro 1. Because luckily they're pretty well marked. Otherwise I'd be having a tough time. So I'm just still pedaling. Hasn't really gotten that much harder. It's a long climb. It's pretty gradual the whole way, it's just long. So as long as you pace yourself, it's pretty good, and I've been doing a good job at that so far. So I don't imagine it's that much longer. So hopefully I'm there soon. All right, made it to stage 1. So they're pretty pedally, it looks like. So for the pre-ride, I'm basically gonna just cruise in all the flat sections, and then, you know, just kind of coast down the tech section. If anything's super gnarly, I'll walk back up and look at lines. But I watched some YouTube videos on these trails, like I said, and they didn't really seem like anything that gnarly. It seems like a course you could ride blind, but pre-riding just to see if that theory is right. That's tight. Up and over, inside line, around, down. All right, high, up and around. Looks like it goes into a straight section. Yeah, so come around wide. Okay. All right. Come in. Stay wide. Down. All right. I think we want this line. Yeah, that line's fine. Alright. Cool. That's a short stage. So it's a good little warm-up. There's like that one straightaway section toward the end. That's really the only hard part. And it's not that hard, you know, it's just a good warm-up. So nice. It's a good stage to start with. I'm happy it's not like a downhill track first lap of the day. All right, so moving over to stage 2. Oh, I forgot to put my gloves on for that stage. Oops. I really hope I'm going the right way, because this feels wrong. Pedaling up a bike park trail, but who knows, it's enduro. a little ways back on the transfer from stage 1 to 2, which I'm still on. I was a little confused on the directions. Thought I might have been lost, but there's these two guys pulled over who I think had the same idea. So I stopped with them. We looked at some maps and we all talked about it, and have a little more confidence that I'm on the right stage, right trail now, especially since I'm seeing an enduro transfer sign right here. That's the first one for a little while. Now it makes me look like an idiot. They haven't been there the whole way, I promise. I'm not that bad at directions. Yeah. Sweet. Do we stay on this? No, I'm gonna go to that map. I'm lost. Cool. I guess I'll go down that fire road and hope it's the right way. Let's find out. This might be a not so fun climb on the way back. Okay. Yeah, I'm lost. I'm gonna stop wandering around before I make it worse.
Oh, really?
Alright. Pretty chill. Is it highline? Ooh. Ooh, gotta carry speed in that. Click down a few gears. Is this still stage 2 or did it become stage 3? Middle. Yep, middle. A lot of climbing bits on this speed. Is that a line?
Yeah.
Oh. Alright.
There's so many rocks right there. So many things can go wrong. Look it. There's a big old rock sticking up right there. I think you can just get like a lot of speed and jump it. That's how it's high. Okay. Right there. It's gotta be quicker to go to the side.
Yeah. Well, and if you mess it up, you're screwed.
Oh yeah.
Because that's weird to go down with one foot
You
in.
gotta stay far right, take the rocks down. If you get in that crack, you're
But
done.
if you have enough speed, you're going straight. Look at this.
But you don't want to have a lot of speed because you got to
don't
turn.
have a lot of speed for
You're
this.
done. No. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the line.
Outside is the line.
Yeah, outside's the line.
Racing is smooth.
Yeah, it's
You're
just,
smooth, you're fast.
yeah, it's more consistent. Have a good ride, guys.
You too.
Alright, that section's sweet. Alright, hard brake. Ooh, gotta stay inside on that. Hi. Nope, that ain't the course. That ain't the line either. Inside of that. Yeah, because that sends you on a bad line. Yeah, that's the line. Because you're not allowed to go inside. Otherwise, inside would totally be the line. Oh my gosh. Almost made it there. Yeah, there we go. Look at me picking lines. Alright. Alright. Cool. That's chilling. That one's fine. Oh, alright. Brake before you get into that corner, because it ain't all that good. Shoom. Took my foot on that one, roosted the hell out of the corner. Inside, inside, all the way inside. Nice. So that'll be the race. Okay, so takeaways for my pre-ride are the only hard climb is between 1 and 2, and the other climb up to 1 is pretty mellow. So I know a few corners that are a little precarious I have to watch out for, and then I also know a few corners stick my foot out and just 1 foot slide through them. So I'm feeling good. I'm gonna head back to the parking lot. So this isn't the parking lot, and it's not race day either. It's Monday, 2 days after the race, and I'm at my house, not even in Big Bear. I had a whole plan for little commentary bits that I was going to do for the rest of the day, but I kind of just got distracted. So the footage I have for the rest of the day, the only footage I have are my race runs for all 3 of the stages. And I will be posting that as a separate video. So I'll have raw footage, complete runs, all 3 stages. I will have a little highlight reel with commentary coming up in this video, so you're at least going to get some, I would say fast riding, but I didn't win, that's for sure. I don't know, I went pretty fast, I'd say. But anyways, for the rest of the day, I'm going to kind of talk over it now since I don't have in the moment commentary. I went back to the parking lot, like I said, had a little snack, and then I went to the registration tents to ask the volunteers some questions I had about the race, and I ran into my friend Caden. And then I walked back to his car with him and ran into all the guys on the SpokeX racing team. So I was chilling with them, and then they were going to climb up for the race. So I just went up with them, you know, and then pedaled all the way up there. I was just talking to them, having a good time. And then we were waiting a really long time for the race to start. Once we got to the top, we had to wait for the call time for our category. So we were probably waiting at the top for like an hour, just sitting there. But then we eventually start, and we start stage 1, and my race runs were pretty good, considering the fact that I pre-rode the entire race 2 hours before the start time for the actual race. So I did a 21-mile day with 3,600 feet of climbing. So I'd say that's pretty impressive just doing that, much less half of it being part of a race. So, considering keeping that in mind, I'm pretty stoked on how I did. Granted, that's still an excuse, but also granted, I'm not winning. I'm not getting paid to do it. What does it matter if I have excuses? Um, Stage one went pretty good. Pretty hard sprint right out the start. It's super flat. And then I crashed a little later. Then we pedaled over up to stage two. Stage two, I got started on that pretty good. Went out pretty good. I was holding a pretty good pace. And then we got to the pedally part of stage two, and I died. I couldn't keep the pace I was holding, so I threw up my dropper post and just made it to the top of the climb. It wasn't pretty, and it was quite an effort. And I was fighting to hold on. So I kind of collect myself as I'm going back down at the top of the climb, collecting my getting some energy back, kind of recovering as I go downhill. And eventually, I'd say probably with like a minute left of stage two, I really, get my energy back, and I'm riding with some flow and riding pretty well. That was some of my best riding of the day, I think. Then I eventually get to the bottom of stage two, and I was feeling pretty good, but I was feeling good, so I decided to just get in line for stage three and just started when it was my turn. So I probably had I had definitely less than 10 minutes of recovery, maybe even 5 minutes of recovery between stages two and three, which hindsight, that was a bad idea. I should have just chilled for a little minute, but I don't know. I was feeling good. I felt happy with stage two, and that was my best stage of the day. I had the best placement for that stage out of any of the stages. But so I felt good, went right into stage three. Shouldn't have done that. Bad idea. Stage three, kind of off to a rocky start, having a little trouble clipping in. And then I didn't recover enough. And every time I got pedally, I just grinded through, barely had the energy to sprint hard when I needed to. And just in general, I was pretty fatigued. So even when we were in downhill sections with corners and all that, I just didn't have a ton of energy with me. So I made it to the bottom. It wasn't a very impressive lap. But there was a few sections where I was flowing really good, and I definitely had a good time on stage three. I would say probably had too much of a good time for racing. To a certain degree, racing shouldn't be a ton of fun because you're supposed to be focused on going fast and just focused on pushing yourself. But, I'm not there to win it, so I had fun. I had a ton of fun, really, between the pre-ride, hanging out with all the Spoke X guys, getting to hang out with them for the day. I met a few of them, obviously, but I already forgot their names. It was a solid day. The riding was fun. The people I met were super cool. It was a good race, and I'm super stoked, happy that I went. And yeah, that was Big Bear Enduro number 1. Thanks for watching.